On average, how much money do you think diabetics spend to stay alive? A diabetic can spend on average about $1,000 a month on insulin. Today we are going to talk about why you should care about this public issue and why it is a public issue. We are going to talk about the price of insulin, what insulin is, and what can happen when you ration your insulin due to the high prices. This is a public issue because the high prices of insulin has started causing premature deaths to diabetics in the United States. So what is insulin and what is its purpose? Insulin is a hormone that is made by the pancreas that allows your body to use sugar from the carbohydrates that you eat for energy or to store the glucose for future use. This insulin helps regulate your blood sugar by keeping it from going too high or too low. As of right now, there are only 3 companies making insulin in the United States: Novo Nordisk, Eli Lilly, and Sanofi. This is a major reason for the high price of insulin. Because there is no competition caused by more companies making insulin, the insulin prices continue to stay high. Because there is no generic type of insulin, you only have those 3 choices. On average, diabetics spend $300 to $800 a month on just insulin. In 1996, Eli Lilly came out with an insulin named Humalog. At the time when they discovered it, they were selling it for $21, which would last a whole month. In 2001, they upped the price between $14 and $35 depending on the area in the country you lived. Now keep in mind, between these 2 time periods, the insulin didn't change. The packaging stayed the same, and what is in the insulin stayed the same. No improvements were made. And then, today, we now pay $275 a month for it. The insulin stayed the same. This is a 1,200% increase from the original price. The U.S. is the leading country in high prices of insulin in the whole world. Insulin that costs us nearly $300 costs $19 in Italy. UK, $65, Japan, $70, and India, $112. With these outrageously high prices of insulin comes hundreds of premature deaths. With the price of insulin skyrocketing, more and more diabetics have started rationing their insulin. This means they're not taking the right amount of insulin they need to survive. Let's say somebody needs to take 10 units of insulin and they only take 5 because they need that to last the whole month. They get incredibly sick. I would actually like to share the story of Alec Rashawn Smith, who died from rationing insulin. He was 26 years old at the time of his death. He got diagnosed at 24. He was a manager at a restaurant. He didn't have health insurance, so he was spending $1,000 a month on his necessary supplies. He only made $3,000 a month, so he was struggling, so he began to ration his insulin. He was only a diabetic for 2 years before he passed away. Don't you think that's a public issue? Insulin is one of the most important medications in the world. Without it, diabetics can't survive. So why is it so expensive in the U.S.? On average, diabetics spend anywhere between $300 to $800 a month on insulin, and when they cannot afford these prices, they start to ration their insulin. This can lead to sickness, hospitalization, and sometimes in the case of Alec, death. In my next speech, I will discuss some of the solutions that we can do to combat the rising prices of insulin. Thank you.